Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching and welcome to this video. My name is Jess and today I'm going to show you how I pin curl my hair. And I love big voluminous curls, but sometimes it just doesn't last as long as when you just twist it into the curling iron and let it sit. So today I'm going to show you a technique called pin curling, and I do this sometimes before I go to bed, and then I just take the pin curls out in the morning, and it just looks so lush and so beautiful, and it lasts up to like 3 or 4 days sometimes. So I'm excited to share this with you today, so let's just jump into it. Okay, so the first step, this is obviously my hair, you know, just slept in. I slept in a bun last night, so this is what my hair looks like. So first thing is I'm going to brush out my hair, and I'm using this brush from GHD, and I like using a paddle brush because it's just a little bit more gentler on your hair. So to do the pin curls, you basically need a few things. Number 1, which is a curling iron, and 2, like a bunch of clips or bobby pins. I like using long bobby pins. I don't know, sometimes if I sleep in them, they don't like point at my head or something, or they don't poke me or anything. So I just use this, but you can basically use any type of pins that you have. And then before we get started with the curling, I like to use a heat protectant. I've been using this one the past month or so. It's the Garnier Ultimate Blends. It's a sleek perfection oil, and it protects your hair up until 200 degrees Celsius, and it's enriched with coconut oil, and it smells amazing. So it's good to you know, sleek out your hair and to protect it against damage, and it's a 97% humidity resistant, so your curls won't like frizz. It'll go nice and sleek, that, you know, proper pin curling look. So I'm going to take just 1 pump of this because I don't want my hair to be oily, and I'm basically just going to run my fingers through my hair like this, just to protect it from the heat. Okay, so a lot of people start their pin curls from the bottom. I've tried it from the bottom, I've tried it from like the top, and I just find it's a little bit easier to start from the top section. So I'm going to basically just put my hair back, and then I'm going to start with the fringe. So I'm going to pin these away, so I'm basically going to start from this section and just pin this away so long. Okay, so that section is out of the way, and then I'm going to do the same with this side. And the reason why I like doing this is because essentially you want all of this to go back, and you want all of this to go to the side. So for me, that's just easier to keep my hair organized and just to, you know, keep track of where the hair is going to flow towards. Okay, that's a good look. Okay, so to start with the back, I'm going to take a section at the top, and then I'll take the curling iron, and this curling iron is a little bit tricky. It only goes in one direction, but I feel like this curling iron in specific makes my curls last longer with the pin curling technique. So that's why I'm using this one. So you can use any curling iron that you want. Okay, and then I let it go, and as you can see, there's a little curl over there. And then what I do is I take my finger like this, and I just twist it around, and then I clip it. There we go. So this curling iron only allows to curl the hair up until a certain point. So because I have really long hair, it kind of just curls up until here, but when I twist it into that pin curl, the heat penetrates through the other hair, and it kind of just takes on that shape. So I'm going to do the section just below that. Okay, so I've done 2 in a row like this now. So now I'm going to go next to that and just make them all rolled backwards. So as I mentioned with this curling iron, it only allows to go, you know, up until a certain point. But I don't mind that at all because I don't want the curl to start from my roots. I kind of just want it to go elegantly and smoothly and just, you know, pretty. So that is why I also like this, because you don't go too close to the roots, which makes you look like a crazy person. So I just want that elegant twist. So you take your finger like that and you just wrap the hair around it. If you have a normal curling iron, you would basically take it like this. Let me just get my normal curling iron and show you. Okay, so this is obviously not heated up. So this is like a normal curling tong. So what you would do essentially if you have a curling iron like this is you would put it at the back of your head, you would twist it around, and then what you can do is you can always like slide it down or just let it go in your hand. But I find it easier to let the curl go completely and then twist it back up with your fingers. Okay, so now we're going to go towards this side. Okay, so now that everything is pinned back for the back part, I'm going to take this section down and just brush that out, and I'm basically going to split this part into 2 sections. So I'll do the top part first. Okay, and then for this section I'll do the exact same. So these ones all go down and those ones go back. So this, I'm going to start at the bottom. Okay, so that is all of the pin curls. If you are curious to know how many pin curls I have in my head, I did about 18 to 20 pins because I used an entire row of my bobby pins, and that's about 18 to 20 pins. So if you're curious to know, that's how many I used, but it obviously depends on the thickness of your hair. I do have you know, thickish hair, so I do have a lot of hair, so I need a little bit more pin curls. So I'll show you a close-up of what the pin curls look like, and I will probably sleep in this most of the time, or I will do this in the morning, and then, you know, as I do my makeup, I'll kind of let them sit and let them cool, and then I'll take them out. So I'm going to do some work now, and then I'm going to take them out. Okay, so It's been about 30 minutes or so, and obviously the longer you leave in these curls, the longer they will last. So I do recommend sleeping in them. It's not uncomfortable. I mean, if you pin them correctly or, you know, into the right direction, they won't like poke into your head. But I'm basically just going to take all of these out and then I'll brush out the curls. Okay, so that's basically the finished look. But what I like to do is I like to throw my head over. Okay, and then what you can do is you can either spray hairspray, or if you want that soft look, because if I do these pin curls kind of like on dirty hair, where I will probably do the pin curls and then the next day or the day after I will wash my hair, then I'll spray a lot of hairspray. But I personally don't like the sticky or the stiff hair kind of look, so I like to go in with a oil. So you can go back in with this Ultimate Blends from Garnier, or you can use a different one, and I've been liking the Moroccan oil. It's just such a luxurious product. So this is the Moroccan oil treatment for all hair types, and it is alcohol free, and it just soothes out your hair so nicely. So I literally take the smallest amount and then I just kind of brush my fingers through my hair, and this gives that luxurious shine to your hair, and I love it. I think it's so pretty. Okay, and then I go one extra step and I add some volume into my hair. I don't use a teasing brush or anything, I just use my paddle brush, and I comb back the hair, and I normally just do like the first two sections just to give a little bit of volume. And that is how I achieve big voluminous curls with the pin curling technique. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you are new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. You can just click this little picture and you will be notified for future videos like this, and then I hope to see you all next time. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.